Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at some video games. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, so if you've been following the channel for any amount of time, I'm not really a huge fan of video games. I've enjoyed them plenty in the past, no doubt. But to tell you the truth, as I got older, they definitely feel like a waste of time. And while I have enjoyed some of the Warhammer video games, in the end, I always felt unfulfilled when I would play video games for hours and I could have been working on my model kits or playing a game with my awesome minis. But because Warhammer is so cool and there are some pretty cool video games out there, I decided to take a look and I figured we should share it together. And while I'm not ready to go out and pick up a new console or start playing video games, it's definitely worth at least taking a look at what they got going on. Play Realms of Ruin early and enjoy new content in Darktide. Can't wait to play Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Realms of Ruin, the latest AAA Warhammer RTS. We've been chomping at the bit to get out of the mortal realms ever since the Warhammer TV team battled developers Frontier live on stream. And today the first players can raise the Azurite shields to sally forth in Sigmar's name. If you prefer your battles for more futuristic, plague-infested persuasion, then keep on reading as more new content is coming for Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. Alright, so let's take a look at Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin.
There is an artifact of power in the swamp. If we can claim it, we can cleanse the orruks and save our cannabis. This artifact, it holds great power. Gur conspires against us, but this could change everything, Sigrun.
Success is not purchased with faith. The cost is always sacrifice. If we fail now, then our crusade ends here.
Burn it all if I don't get what's mine.
Thou cannot outrun fate! My immortality is foretold!
Hold your ground!
Okay, so I don't have to tell you that that was pretty cool. And while I haven't actually played the game yet, as a matter of fact, I'm not sure many people have, I gotta say that if there was a representation of Warhammer Age of Sigmar in video game format, it looks like they pretty much nailed it. I mean, the graphics aren't like completely amazing. It's not like totally immersive like some of the newer video games looking almost like a movie. But the actual gameplay looks pretty legit. The game modes look pretty cool. The world builder, changing the skins on your models. Just overall, I thought it was pretty cool. Realms of Ruin launches on the 17th of November, 2 whole days away. But if you are one of the devoted fans who picked up the Deluxe or Ultimate Edition on Steam, the Epic Games Store, PlayStation 5, or Xbox Series XS, you can start playing right now. No ifs or buts, your game is ready and waiting for you. Plus, don't forget you could win one of our beautiful faction-themed Xbox controllers in our prize draw. All you need to do is sign up for Warhammer Plus by the 30th of November and follow Realms of Ruin on Twitter, X, subscribing and following already, you're already entered. So yeah, definitely pretty cool, and I'm sure people are pretty excited about this as well. And if you're somebody like me that's more into the tabletop aspect of Warhammer, but you want to see it grow over time and become mainstream, this is definitely a step in the right direction, as are all of these video games. Alright, Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. To celebrate the first anniversary of Imperial rejects striking out into the plague-ridden Warren of Tertium, Darktide is launching a new update, chillingly titled The Traitor's Curse Part 1. The traitor Moabin 6th are up to no good in this disputable district known as the Carnival, and after learning all about their profane motivations in a new cinematic, you'll be deployed to fend off hordes of enemy troops deep within the carnival's heart. Alright, so Darktide is not really my type of game. If I was going to play a video game, back in the day, I did enjoy some Doom and Wolfenstein though. Call of Duty Zombies, definitely fun. But from what I've seen in the gameplay trailers, it definitely looks a little bit repetitive for me.
Hear me. We are the Mobian Six, returned and redeemed. Their chains no longer bind us. Their bastions can no longer hold us. Once we were lost, like you, blinded by faith and acceptance. Only when our eyes were opened did we truly see the lies for what they were. We are your sons. We are your daughters. We have come home. It is our solemn pledge to bring about a new and glorious age of freedom and prosperity. Join us and cast off the forces of the earth.
Enough of that heretic filth. Right, listen up. We got a well-trained traitor army on our hands, and this Wolfer fella seems to be at the head of it. The Inquisitor's Wormwood agents have tracked their latest propaganda broadcast, giving us the location of their staging area. Two of Wolfer's lieutenants, the Karnak twins, are leading operations in Abzone HL 7004. The carnival was never a nice area, but now the heretics are dug in like rats. Word is that some kind of stim is spreading through the streets, making those nasty buggers even nastier. See if you can turn the tide and get us a win on the board, eh? Right. You got your orders. Get out there and bring those heretics to their knees.
Okay, so that was very cool. And I am definitely a big fan of like the cinematics. Now, it didn't actually show off like any of the gameplay, but to tell you the truth, that was probably cooler than the actual gameplay. Now, a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video. I always enjoy those type of videos, and the idea of basically like a bunch of guard just getting slayed by some fallen Tempestus scions, and now they got to send in the ragtag bunch of like criminals on a mission with very high probability of death and tiny little probability of success/redemption. Very cool. Definitely a big fan. So I like the plot. I like the little teaser video there. But honestly, the game's really not for me. Back on the Morningstar, players can now check out their fellow indentured servants. Loyal acolytes, loadouts with a new inspect feature, which comes right in time for a veteran class to tweak a few of the talents and add some powerful keystone abilities. As the name suggests, this is the first part of the Trader's Curse, and the second is coming sooner than you may think, right in time for the winter holidays. In fact, we'll have more news as it approaches, so keep your sights trained for the latest buzz from Atoma Prime. So yeah, very cool. A little something coming from the 40k universe and a little something coming from the Sigmar universe. And like I said, even though video games aren't really for me, I do love the cinematic trailers. They are always awesome. But more than anything, I just enjoy the fact that this is going to reach like a lot more people that may have never even heard of Warhammer or definitely aren't into like the tabletop scene. And the fact of the matter is the actual like universe, the graphics, the characters, just everything about Warhammer and Sigmar and just like the entire Games Workshop IP is just so awesome and so deep that a lot of times when somebody gets hooked with a video game or something like that, starts discovering about Space Marines or Stormcast, gets into like some of these different little side games, more often than not, that is the launching point that eventually propels them further into the actual universe. And while sometimes Games Workshop can rub us the wrong way, The fact of the matter is, I love Warhammer, and I don't care if it's just the video games, the books, or the actual like tabletop painting or playing of the game. I want more people to enjoy the thing I love. And video games are definitely a tool that helps them to do that. So let me know what you think down below. Have you played any of these games already? Are you interested in them? Are you like me and you're more into like just the tabletop, the hobby, the gaming, as opposed to like the video game sense of it? Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. When I was younger, I definitely appreciated video games a lot more. I definitely appreciated the actual gaming itself on tabletop, but wasn't nearly as much into like the modeling, the hobbying, the painting. But I guess as I've got older, I appreciate the end result of like beautiful models or a beautiful army much more than unlocking some achievements in a video game. But that's just me. As always, special thanks to CMO Games who are sponsoring the video. Check them out to save 15% on Games Workshop products. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and probably not going to be playing any of these games anytime soon, but I do love me that cinematic, and I'm out of here.